Yo, what's up everybody? How is it going? Today, we're playing some more Dota 2. Regular old Dota. And we're gonna go ahead and play some Luna. So I hope you guys enjoy that. We're gonna go ahead and have a fun time today. Now, I picked Luna because well, there's actually like a tiny, incredibly uninteresting story associated with me picking Luna. We were queuing a game, we went into a match, and then I picked Luna there. And then one of our teammates got disconnected and was forced into an abandon. And then I salty picked Luna in the next game. I know, I told you it wasn't an interesting story. Anyway. I don't know, I just felt like Luna. Actually, the main reason why I picked Luna is because I was kind of joking about how people were mad at me because I claimed that Luna and Sven are the same hero. And then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pick Luna and play him like Sven, and then you'll see that they are the same hero. So, let's go ahead and prove that point today, that Luna and Sven are really just very similar. That's not good, that's not a great start here. Yeah, they're just kind of coming at us. I don't know, I maybe made a mistake here. I skilled my E, and maybe I shouldn't have. I just kind of got that for laning. Felt like maybe that's gonna be okay, but I don't know. We kind of end up losing the first blood, but it's not that big of a deal, right? Like, just losing first blood doesn't make that much of a difference, particularly if it happens before the laning stage actually starts. It's just kind of a bit of a gold boost, which mostly just means you have some additional healing, which can matter, doesn't have to. Anyway, so that's just kind of like that. One other thing I want to talk about really quick before we get into anything else. Today is Wednesday. It should be, unless I planned my upload schedule poorly. Which means tomorrow, there are two important things that are happening, okay? First of all, we are uploading the next Stories of Dota video. It's Sniper. It's good. You will enjoy it. It's actually the first time where we dive into some non-TI stuff in a major way, just because Sniper wasn't really that important at TI. Spoiler. I'm sure you already knew that. But yeah, Sniper just wasn't really that big of a deal at TI, so at least for the early years. So I kind of decided to like look at some other things, and if you're interested in those, then yeah, I think Sniper is gonna make for a fun video. Go get him! Well, never mind. Probably shouldn't dive too deep, right? Like, just kind of play it safe. We do have this Marcy, which is a very fun support to play with, I think. Marcy is just so powerful, and her new E, the sidekick, works so well for a hero like Luna. I think we'll be in a pretty alright shape here. We get some hits in. Oh, yeah, Batra, that just kind of flies away. Let him fly away. You go ahead and go away. So that's the one thing. We are releasing the Sniper video tomorrow, so I'm hoping you're all looking forward to that. The second thing, way more important, so maybe I should have said it first, we're also releasing Sweet Dreams Alex tomorrow. In case you don't know, Sweet Dreams Alex is my video game that I've been working on for the past 3 years or so. It ended up taking a lot longer than we had originally in mind, but there were some problems, let's just put it that way, right? Not with the game itself, more with the world and an unprompted attack on one of the on the home nation of one of our developers. You know, that kind of thing, that kind of problems. So there have been some issues, but we did ultimately get there. We have finished the game. I'm very proud of it. I'm in a weird state where I review things in the game regularly, right? Although yesterday I just kind of took a day off of that because I'm like, I need to not stress about everything all the time. There's not much I can change anymore at this stage, right? But anyway, the point being, it's weird because like as I go through the game, every time I find myself getting weirdly emotional about everything. I'm just like, oh my god. I just gotta say that the ending and the end level, I guess, the final level is just like a direct attack on my heart, right? It just hurts my soul every time I get there. But anyway, I'm very proud of the game. I think it's very, very interesting. It's beautiful. It's very atmospheric. It's a unique game, I think. There isn't really anything like it. In case you don't know what it is, it's a sort of puzzle game, a sort of construction game. It's sort of a twist on a reverse tower defense, and it's a bit of a strange one. But there's a demo available. You can just test it out if you want to, right? But yeah, it's gonna be available on Steam starting tomorrow, and I really hope that you all give it a go. I will remind you of it tomorrow as well. And yeah, I would be excited if you all played it, right? Not just because I'm trying to make money off of it. I mean, obviously, yes, money would be nice, especially since I'm down a good chunk just for making the game. I know we ran a Kickstarter, but those funds ran dry very quickly. They would have been fine for the original schedule. But again, you know, an unprovoked attack on one of the home nations of one of our developers kind of slowed things down, and then it didn't end up being enough by itself. So you know, that would be nice. But ultimately, the main goal for me is just like, I hope people like it. I hope people enjoy the game. If you do buy the game, if you do want to play it, I would recommend, here's how I recommend the game to be played, right? I don't want to enforce anything on you, but play it in the evening, not in the morning. This is an evening type game. Play it only in small bursts. So play it in, you know, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour stretches at most. Don't sit down and play it for 4 hours. That's not gonna be the best experience. Take your time with it and try to, you know, explore all pieces of it. We put a lot of care and attention into every bit of it. And I would appreciate it if people saw all of that. And I think you will have a better experience with it. But yeah, that's kind of what I see there. Anyway, I gotta say, by the way, I am really unhappy with my last hits so far. I don't think I've been doing a good job last hitting at all. This is very frustrating. But it's just kind of tricky with the Batrider and the Clockwork here. And I'm trying to like make sure we don't, you know, kind of get caught out in a bad spot here as well. I'm just like, oh, I gotta disengage this. I do like that I went for that early magic one. That's really good against the Batrider, right? Like, that's very effective. Here we're getting some good damage in. All right, just kind of keep hitting. I should be orb walking here. I shouldn't just stand still. All right, go, 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 go. Nice. That's a good hit. Pretty happy about it. And we're just kind of gonna keep going. Right? We're just gonna kind of keep going, gonna kind of keep farming here. We got a kill now, so that's gonna be really nice. And I'm just like a little bit worried about those two still, just because if we get caught in the bad spot once, right? If we get caught in the power cogs, there's a high chance that we just die. So I've been incredibly wary of that, and it's been distracting me from actually last hitting, which that's definitely something I need to work on. I need to just like be better at splitting my attention there. All right. Oh, sorry, just got a message here, nothing important though. Oh, Marcy goes down. Go ahead. Can we get that? No. No, this is so tough. Oh man, this is so stinky. I gotta say, the Clockwork is just kind of bulky, is in our face. Batrider is just hard to catch him, right? Because you can't really chase him with the Firefly. I don't want to just run into the Firefly. So at this point, Jakiro comes up top. I guess we'll lane with him. Alright, that's fine. I mean, the Marcy was great. I really enjoyed having the Marcy for the lifesteal, but oh well. I also skilled myself my glaives earlier because I was like, oh, maybe we can get ourselves a kill, but it didn't end up working out. So now I just unfortunately have the glaives skilled. Ideally, I wouldn't want to have the glaives leveled up because obviously they push the lane, and we don't like that the glaives push the lane. We want to make sure that they're kind of, you know, that the lane is in a favorable position for us. And for that, ideally, we just kind of leave the glaives unskilled until we need them, right? So my plan here was to just, we go E, max out E, so we have that extra damage. For laning, that's going to be really good. And then we get 1 point into Q, so we have a way to, you know, throw out a stun, a little bit of extra range, a little bit of extra damage. And then we go for the glaives because I want to farm. Now, we're going up against Phantom Assassin, and I know I know Phantom Assassin is the boogeyman right now. Boogie lady. Boogie person right now. And I know everybody is terrified of her. When we went into this game, people were just like, no. Baumi, you're gonna fucking die to Phantom Assassin. You're not just gonna out-farm her. You're gonna lose. And honestly, I was kind of like, I think I can out-farm her. I think I can out-farm her. I'm not worried about her. There were definitely some disagreements on how we could tackle this game, right? I know Phantom Assassin is a hero that a lot of people are very worried about. To be honest, I hope that Phantom Assassin is as strong as people say. It's going to be really interesting for TI. Are you a cool gamer like me? Then you know what cool gamers do? They leave likes on videos that they watch of Dota creators that they like. Thank you. Oh, talking about TI, this is another thing I wanted to briefly mention. Apologies. So I said I was gonna do like all-day streams for TI where we just watch TI together. Now, this was and still is my plan. However, and maybe you guys can help me make a decision on this, but I think I've already made up my mind if I'm completely honest. I wasn't quite aware of the schedule of TI. That was something where, because you gotta keep in mind, the last time TI was in Seattle was actually in 2017. It has been a while, right? It's been a while. This is, so because of that, I wasn't quite fully aware how bad the schedule would actually look for me. So I went and checked out the schedule for this year's TI, and it would start at 5 p.m. Or is it at 7? No, I think it starts at 7. And then it goes all the way until 5 in the morning. Ooh, I don't think those are livable hours. I gotta be honest. And I think a lot of you as well, because I do have a lot of, people watching from EU, from Southeast Asia, right? Like I have people watching that are on, oh no! Oh, Titan with a double damage. Okay, this is a problem. Wait, we've got some healing. We run over there. Good, keep our distance. Nope, nope, nope. Stay away. You stay away. Yeah, go ahead and punch this guy. Good. No, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Ooh, that was scary though. Oh man. Luckily we were able to get some distance between the Titan. The Marcy really helped out there. So yeah, the thing is just like the time slot is so bad for me. And I think it's going to be really bad for a lot of people as well. So here is what I think I'm going to do instead of watching it live. I think we'll just do an EU time restream together. Right? Where we just kind of start at like 9 in the morning and we'll still watch like an equal amount. Just not at the proper live hours. But I don't know how else to tackle it because honestly speaking, it's just... Like, I don't know, how would you handle it? Should I just stay up until 5 in the morning? I just don't think it would be fun. I would rather just watch it in the morning, even if it isn't live. Right? That would be my thinking. So, yeah, anyway. We got ourselves a Mask of Madness. Farming speed. That's it. Now, here, let me go ahead and... That camp. Yeah. We blocked that, but that's maybe not the best time to block that. I'm gonna need that camp. I'm gonna be needing that one. Yeah, this is where I take down our own ward. But I mean, honestly, I need to farm here, right? And we wanna take that. Now you may notice here I'm using the Mask of Madness like as movement a lot. It's just because like honestly, Luna does so much damage. She's so strong in terms of farming. Just by herself, we just need to get to the camps. And Mask of Madness is great for sustain, great for some extra damage, but also for the movement speed, because it just lets us actually get places, which is nice. So we'll come in here. Very good. Gonna watch it with caster commentary or only yours? I don't know yet. We'll see, whatever we feel like, honestly. Probably swap it around a little bit here and there, right? There we go. And just go ahead and continue taking these. So at this point, we're just doing a really simple farming rotation. This is kind of like the classic style of farming. This is like how I know how to farm still, right? Like back in the day, this is how we did it. Just You rotate between the lane, you push the lane in, and then you go into the jungle really quick, take a couple of creeps there. Admittedly, I don't know if it's necessarily the most efficient way of doing it today, because now we have other considerations, right? Like there's the triangle potentially there, because like there's 2 ancient camps there, and those are really good to farm. Then there is the top area jungle, which I'm not really sure how to include that in my farming rotation. So there are definitely like improvements that I can make here. But for now, I'm just sticking to this really simple approach of just taking these creeps and, you know, picking them up wherever I can. There's a camp, we just kind of try to stack that as well, although then I just kind of kill it instead. But that's fine. And then we just, again, right, it's just this kind of simple rotation here. That's just what we want to do. And this is the first way that I think Luna is really similar to Sven. They're both incredible farmers, and they both farm through physical damage AoE spells. And I know that doesn't sound like a huge similarity, but to me, like, you know, it's like one stack on the pile a little bit. They also use similar items, right? Like, sure, I'm gonna buying here a Manta Style here. Manta Style is great, of course. But, you know, we've got Mask of Madness. That's similar. Power Threads. That's similar, right? And of course, these aren't too uncommon in general, but kind of like stacking layers on top of each other. Does that make sense, right? Like one of these on their own isn't enough to say that the heroes are the same hero. Absolutely not. But you get a couple. Oh no, Bad Rider. Okay, that's bad. But I'm glad we got a couple of hits in. That's good. All right, all right. Get him to low HP. All right, no, Tidehunter, keep our distance. No. Don't want to get hit by that. Okay, there's a dude as well. Now, we don't really have that much. Don't have a Q, don't have an ultimate. I'll just kind of like run in. Yeah, go ahead, we hit him. Hit him. Get him. Yeah, good. I mean, didn't get a kill, but like it's all right. To be honest, I think, like the fact that we got some good hits in on the Bat Rider before he managed to grab us made all the difference there. Right? Because it dropped him to half HP and then he couldn't really go in anymore. So even though I was hit by an ultimate, at the end of the day, they just didn't have a great way of following up. Now this is where I get the Aghanim's Shard. Now Aghanim's Shard is one of those things where I don't really know how to use it. Like, is it just a 20% damage reduction thing? Maybe you guys can tell me there a little bit. Like, when do I use the Aghanim's Shard? I buy it really early here, right? But I don't know if that was a good idea. I don't know. I just kind of like have it now. It's a weird effect, I gotta say. I'm not entirely sure how it makes sense. Because it's a damage reduction effect, right? It's 20% damage reduction. But what it does is it like has glaze float around you. And just from like a kind of logical perspective, I don't see how these two things like fit together. How does it reduce how does it reduce the damage I take? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe that's just me, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh, I'm a little worried here. Now, it's yellow in the mid. That's the clockwork. Okay, so we're fine right now, right? We can go ahead and get some creeps. Yeah, my team is fighting, but honestly, I just got some faith in them. I think we're pretty strong as a team right now, and I want to just kind of keep building that advantage. And my plan here is to just have more money than Phantom Assassin. All right? I just want to outfarm her. That's it. I just want to get more money than her. Now, I don't know if the Ring of Aquila is actually better than the Pig Stick. Because the Pig's Pole is slightly worse stats, right? But I can use it for movement speed. And as we said earlier, movement speed is king. Movement speed is what allows us to move between camps and actually get like a bunch of money. So I'm not entirely sure there, but oh well. Yeah, I'm always keeping an eye on the minimap, by the way. Although I should probably move my camera around a bit more to like actively search for stuff. This is awkward. I'm just like, I don't know. We cleared the jungle and there's no creeps. And I guess I could go mid, but that's probably a bad idea. I guess we'll just go back to clearing out the jungle. I mean, the fact that we clear out an entire jungle and then are stuck waiting for the respawn probably means our farming speed is quite excellent, right? We'll grab ourselves the Manta style next. That's just like another way we can use to farm. And also it can help us with a really important aspect of farming, which is pushing out lanes. This is actually a more complicated concept that I think isn't immediately obvious to like, you know, even experienced Dota players, to be honest. But it's more something that like I think people learn intuitively, like you figure it out, you get there just sort of by virtue of playing the game. But it's something that isn't vocalized like super frequently, I feel. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't watch other streamers. Oh no. Oh, this is maybe a bit greedy, no? Oh no! Baumi, what you doing? Ah, yeah, this was not good. No. No, we had no vision on anyone. Why am I this far up front? Not a good idea. Not a good idea. I mean, at least the good news is my team gets the bottom tower and we already have the Manta Star. So it's like not the worst thing in the world, but like definitely shouldn't have caught out like I shouldn't have gotten caught out like that. I'm not happy about that at all. Anyway, setting that aside, right? Oh, what was I saying? Oh yes, pushing out lanes. So pushing out lanes is really important because it helps you control a zone. And zone control in Dota is incredibly important because it establishes a safe area where you can farm. So what you can do with Manta Star and Luna is you can just send the illusions down a lane and then they will clear out a creep wave. And by doing that, you can assume control over the lane, have vision using your own creeps, right? And that is really, really important because that means your opponents can't just like sneak in super easily. It also makes it so, of course, we get a bit of extra money just from farming those creeps. All right, our opponents are in our jungle, and I don't really like that. I'm not super keen on farming. I don't have my BKB. I'm still not super keen on fighting. I'm mostly still just in the farming stage, but guess a fight. Okay, all right. I don't have ultimate yet, but I guess we're going in. There you go. Now we got it. All right, just hey, we helped. I did that. I have been useful. Very good job, me. Chad, are you proud of me for being useful? Throwing in a stun. Can I say that it is absolutely mind-blowing to me that we're releasing Sweet Dreams Alex on Thursday? That's insane. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. No, you blocked my camp. Oh, man. People, you gotta be aware of timings. I honestly play some 1x6. I feel like I am now way more aware of creep camp timings than I've ever been in my entire life. And it's entirely because of Dota 1x6. Because in there, really the only way to farm is through neutral camps, right? So you just need to be constantly aware of creep camp timings. It's crucially important. So I think having some experience in 1x6 can really go a long way. It's actually kind of interesting, right? Like how there are transferable skills between games. Like, you know how StarCraft pros are pretty famous for playing a lot of Osu? Because with Osu, you're practicing mouse precision. So that's a really important skill to have for StarCraft. Oh no. Oh, do we go in there? No, that can't be right. No, we got... there's the Viper still. Okay. We have ultimate. It's just one guy. Is it just one guy? It's just one guy. I guess we just blow him up. Okay, we got a kill. Cool, that's fine. But yeah, you know, like how they are transferable skills between games. I think that's really interesting. And it kind of varies a lot between between games, like what can be transferable. Unfortunately, Dota isn't really a game where I think there are that many transferable skills, just because Dota is, you know, very knowledge and understanding based. There isn't really that much, like, hand based skills. That sounds weird. There gotta be a better way to say that. There gotta be a better way to say that. Well, you know how when you play Tetris, right? If you want to play Tetris competitively, it doesn't really matter if you have a perfect understanding of Tetris if your hands aren't fast enough. You just need to be incredibly fast with your fingers. You just gotta be agile, right? Or if you want to be a professional Super Smash Bros. Melee player, or StarCraft for that matter, you just gotta be able to have 500 actions per minute, right? Your APM just needs to be that high for a couple of minutes of game time. Otherwise, you just can't compete. And that kind of speed isn't really something that's required in Dota. It always reminds me, one of my favorite things about, I think it's TI9? It might be TI9, might be TI8, I'm not entirely sure which one, but there's one TI where on the screen overlay, they showed the player's APM. They had the player's APM on there. And that's a pretty normal thing in esports. For StarCraft, very standard. You would pretty much always show the APM because it's interesting. Because a StarCraft player playing with 300, 400 APM is fun. You see them doing 200 APM during calmer moments of the game and then spikes up to 500 in the middle of a team fight or like in the middle of a big fight. That's cool. That's fun. But then you go and you watch Dota APM pros, like or Dota APM from the international whatever. And it's like 80. Or there's just a bunch of pros who are just sitting at a casual 80 APM and just like hanging out. And it's like, well, that's just not very impressive now, is it? Oh, man. And I just think that's super funny. They added their fancy APM meter and it just isn't really important. Anyway. We're still farming, we got ourselves some edges. Alright, my team just got a couple of kills, which is great of them. Good job, team. Now, here's one thing that we had a disagreement over. Chat said, I need to buy a Hurricane Pike because I need to be able to disengage and keep my distance. But I said, no, I'm Sven. Does Sven disengage? No, Sven doesn't disengage. What we're doing instead is we're holding our ground and we're just hitting. Our plan is to use our AoE to kill the opponents before they get to kill us. Our plan is to just stand in the middle of things, hold our ground, and attack until either we die or they die. And that's also where I think another comparison to Sven comes in. Because we both have ultimates that kind of fall into that same line of thinking, right? God's strength is active, we hold our ground until that shit runs out. Luna ultimate is active, we hold our ground until that runs out too. We keep fighting while these abilities are active because we want to be in the middle of things to be able to do the maximum amount of damage possible. Kind of makes some sense, right? Oh. Okay, a bit of a situation, but nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. Yeah, well, I'm desperately trying to bait with an illusion in the most pathetic way imaginable. Alright, we got a minute left on our edges. So we wanna use that, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and play really aggressively here. We'll go for this tower with the next creep wave. And you know, nice thing about our team, I really like our team setup here. We have that Ogre Magi, we have the Marcy. Lots of buffs to make us powerful, which is fun. Tower goes down, and we got a minute. Minute is a lot of game time. There's a Phantom Assassin in the back. Who cares about the Phantom Assassin? I will fight the Phantom Assassin. I have more money than her. Oh, okay, that's fine. Go for me. I don't mind. Ultimate, active, and we just attack. Yeah! Let's go! You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Buyback from the Phantom Assassin, and honestly, probably best to just kind of leave it be now. I mean, yeah, ooh, can we get her? No, probably not. Yeah, no, she's done. I'm low on HP, it's fine. That's fine, let's just get out of here. So I go for MKB here, and I gotta be honest, I actually think that's a mistake. I don't like the MKB here at all. First of all, it's not a Sven item. How dare I go for MKB? But also, we have a Viper. Viper's gonna apply his W to the Phantom Assassin, which takes away Blur already. I don't have to worry about Blur that much. Now, of course, the Phantom Assassin does have access to her BKB. So then she will be able to just kind of like power through it. But at the same time, I'm just kind of not that worried about it, you know? Like, we'll just live. All right? And if I had a Butterfly and a Satanic, then we would definitely be able to live. But either way, I think MKB is fine. It's just one of those items where I got it here because we're going up against the Phantom Assassin. And I think that makes sense. And it is still a good item. It isn't bad. I wouldn't say that. But I also think it's just not actually that necessary here. Right? Like, do we need MKB? I'm not sold on it. I'm not convinced it is required. So I think maybe there's an argument, or well, I think there definitely is an argument to be made that just go Butterfly Satanic and we'll be fine. But either way, I mean, honestly, I'm just really far ahead. Look at that, I got 366 lasteds at this point. I'm pretty damn rich. I'm feeling good about that. I can even check the net worth for a moment. Look at that. 19,000 net worth compared to her 12,000. We're kind of going a little bit crazy in that regard. Right? That was always the plan, right? Just out farmer. Just out farmer. Now, this right here, actually, really worrying. I don't like that I don't have vision on everybody again. But, you know, with the shield rune, and it's a much later point in the game. If they want to jump me, they'll need the entire team. So. But it's just like, always feels a little awkward, right? Do you get that? Like the little Dota traumas that you get where, oh, I just died here. I don't want to go back here. Doesn't really matter if it makes sense or not. Yeah. Definitely feels a little bit like it, where it's just like slightly scary to have to go back there. Anyway. So I feel like right now I'm just kind of like noodling around the place without much to do. You know what I kind of wish I had? And this may sound insane. This is maybe not the right... I wish I had a Blink Dagger. I wish I had a Blink Dagger. With a Blink Dagger, I would be able to farm so nicely. You could later build it into a Swift Blink for some extra stats, right? Instead of MKB, get Blink Dagger and then build Satanic and Butterfly. That would have been cool. I think that item build would have made me really happy. It's actually been a really interesting experience playing a lot of normal Dota recently, is I tend to build kind of differently from what chat always wants me to. Right? Chat always is like, go for this, go for that, go for this. And I always just kind of like deviate a tad from it. Recently, I was playing Lifestealer, and chat insisted I get a Basher, and I bought a Hex instead. And honestly, my Hex was way better. My Hex was way better. I'm just, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm still taunting chat about the fact that my Hex was just way better. Oh, man. Alright, we'll just take this tower. And, we wanted to check Roshan there, but Roshan was down, so it's just kind of like a little, you know. It's just kind of wasn't really an option. Could have been up. Alright, we'll just kind of get some hits in. There's the glyph. Ogre's going in just a tad little bit, doing something, but taking a lot of tower damage there. There's a Hex, alright then. Well, you know, we just attack. Ooh, BKB. Alright, luckily they initiate. Let's go. No, you can grab me. That's kind of annoying, but like so far we're still fine. Now we just pulled our ground. We just attack, right? No, we're stunned, but that's fine. Just hit him. Just attack. Just hit him. Alright, there's a, what's it called? Even her, Phantom Assassin. Down she goes. Nice. I mean, I died, but like, honestly, I don't feel bad about that. I feel like we won that fight. Because the Viper and the Chikiro, they should be able to get a barracks now. I'm kind of sad that the Viper doesn't have a shard. I really like the Viper shard. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think Viper shard is actually just some god tier shit. Because it just pushed so quickly, so easily. It's crazy. I really like Viper shard. But admittedly, I think these days, taking buildings as a whole is valued a lot less, and that's probably fair. Where barracks are really valuable, but towers and so on, not so much. Just because the bounties aren't there. But, oh well, ranged barracks, that's not too bad. Wiper shot is DIY Jakiro. Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually better, right? Like, it just does so much freaking damage. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, at this point, just Butterfly and Satanic. Right, that's one of the nice things about the Mask of Madness. This assembles into two very powerful items. And honestly, I mean, we don't necessarily have to do that. We could just sell it, Ivo, or just sell it partially. Oh, it's just a nice item to have. Those towers armor slash magic resistance. Yeah, and it makes it so that you can just apply the poison to a tower, which is great by itself because, you know, you just deal a ton of damage to them this way. I'll just take this one down. Honestly, I have a hard time judging how many teammates you need to take down one of those tormentors. But I just kind of thought, it should be fine. And it was fine. We did get it. But that's definitely something where I personally still struggle with a little bit. Alright, so we've got a Butterfly now. We're a little bit squishy on the HP front, but like, honestly, with BKB, and we've got 30 armor, we should be alright. Right? It's always worth keeping in mind that it's not just about the raw, HP you've got. You do also have resistances, and resistances can go a long way, particularly on these like high agility heroes, like for example Luna. Okay, and I think Roshan makes sense here. Alright, it is modern day Dota. You take Roshan until you can push. Yeah, that big bad boy is just having such a hard time. Yeah. That's definitely a thing that's kind of funny about Dota, I think. It's just like how Roshan is just this, supposed to be this big intimidating boss that feels nice and powerful, but then oftentimes he's just kind of this like big creep that sits in the corner sadly and then gets murdered horribly. Can I go a little bit off topic and ask your opinion on something? I'm so glad you're talking more about how you seem to have more of an IRL social life nowadays with your Magic the Gathering friends and all. Do you feel strange that you have to listen to people instead of the talking to a faceless crowd of people in the chat you're used to? I don't mean to offend you in any way, because talking alone like you do is an impressive skill. Like, I don't know. I get what you mean though, right? Like, because like right now I'm talking to you guys, and I try to, when I record videos, I try to do it in a way that it feels a little bit like a conversation. I definitely try to do that. I try to involve you actively in the conversation a bit as well. So sometimes I will ask questions, or I will make statements that make you go like, huh? And then I try to explain them, right? So to kind of keep it engaging. But of course, in real life, a conversation is very different because you can actually reply actively. And in this, right here, in this scenario, you guys can reply. You can write a message in chat, leave a YouTube comment. But at the end of the day, that is less of a reply and more of like a comment on what's going on. And that feels very different. But to be honest, it's not something I have a struggle with, if that's the question at all. Oh, let's go in. Sorry, we got a team fight first. Let's finish that thought later. All right, there's the Phantom Assassin. Now, I'm just going to kind of attack, right? Stand my ground. That's what I said. We just hit her. We just hit her. There she goes. This is fine. We just hit her. Alright, more buybacks. There's a Phantom Assassin. It's fine. He just hit her. Oh, they hex me. That's okay. No, that don't worry about it. We just hit him. There you go. We got him. I'm gonna go ahead and just attack the barracks now. We'll take that down. And nice. I didn't really get any kills in that fight, but I think we did plenty of damage. And now this is actually like right here, this is just a mistake, right? I go for the barracks for some reason. I should just take the ancient, right? It's so easy to just take the ancient. But we got him. Look at that. Big old Luna, big old farming Luna, big money. Very nice. But yeah, I get what you mean, where like, you know, like a conversation IRL is a bit more back and forth. But I gotta say, and this is maybe gonna sound a little bit weird, but this has sort of been my experience. People have a tendency to listen to me. And not in the way that I mean where like they like listen to what I tell them to do, but when I speak, they will let me speak. And that might just be because I'm a really practiced speaker, so to say, right? But sometimes I do end up in situations where I'm in discussions with people, or I'm talking to people, and then, you know, I can't just finish my thoughts. And I don't know, it might be benefiting from patriarchy there. Right? Like, as you say, deep voice helps, but like, it's not that crazy different. But I do try to make an effort to let people talk. That's something where I don't really struggle with it. It's like one of those things, like I don't feel like I've ever really struggled much with social situations. That's never been a problem. Despite being very much somebody who doesn't necessarily need them, I feel, all the time. But either way, that's not so much the point. Look at us, we won! Ended up being a fairly straightforward game, right? Nothing too crazy. But I thought it was fun, and I also wanted to kind of have another look at it. So I feel like there were a few points there where we saw I could definitely have made some improvements, right? Like, of course, the one death early on. That one was silly. That was a silly death that shouldn't have happened. What I did well is farming. I had 800 GPM, nearly 500 last hits. I think in that regard, we really can't complain. The advantage of a Hurricane Pike would have been some additional mobility for farming would have been nice. And I don't know if that would have been super helpful though, because I actually think the fights worked out quite all right. And to be honest, I think the MKB was bad, and I sort of wanted... I feel like a Blink Dagger would have been really good here. Honestly, if I go Blink Dagger, Butterfly, Satanic, I feel like my item set feels a lot more powerful. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm overthinking stuff there. But yeah, we just kind of farmed, and we farmed, and we farmed, and then we won. Anyway. Oh, can I show you my beautiful profile? Here it is. I have 6 match MVPs. I have a ratio of 0.1% match MVP. So, that's kind of impressive. Yes, no, my ratio of getting match MVP is 0.1%. So that's, Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are gonna give Sweet Dreams Alex a try tomorrow. And I'll see you guys then. Have a good night, everybody.